Hey everyone, I am Sister Lily and welcome to my armory. So today I'm going to be showing a conversion I've been promising for a while now, which is my conversion of Sister Amalia Novena into an Eviscerator Cannoness. So, this is how I did it. Okay, so the parts you're going to need to do, well, the parts I had to do this and some random other stuff, is the base model herself, so all the parts from the main kit, plus a chainsword, well, two chainswords technically, a sheet of plastic card, a pair of tweezers, a scalpel, a knife, and some super glue. I also have some blue tack to put things on just to keep track of them, and I actually bent the, well, I originally had intended to have her holding her rosary, but unfortunately that kind of didn't work because the thing kind of broke off and just kept being a general pain in the neck, so I just went, you know what, I don't care anymore, and took off the rosary. So yeah, we're kind of just staring at the parts now, but as I struggle to keep things on the screen, that's a common thing with this video unfortunately, is I kind of struggle to keep things on the screen, and generally I've cut it between parts, but here we have different parts. Now the arm itself I'm going to be posing differently to how it's intended. I also have removed the bolt gun from it at the wrist, because I actually don't need the default hand that comes with it, because I'm going to be putting a new hand on. Now the one part I actually didn't do in this video towards making the Eviscerator, and I'll show it in a moment, once I get around starting the building of the actual body. So yeah, here basically you just follow the instructions to build the main body, or if you know what you're doing, you just build it anyway. I chose to leave the backpack off it, but yes, just kind of attaching the main body together, and the video will speed up in a moment as I get more into it. But yeah, basically the hand grip for the chain blade is made using the spike arm. Oh come on, the arm from the Chaos Cultist with the gas mask out of the Chaos Cultist set. That's got the guy equipped for close combat and he's got a uniform. I conversion build that model all the time into guardsman, so I have a lot of arms aside. Although not as many now. So here we have her being glued together and her parts going on. We have her gorgeous base that I ended up actually losing during the process of making the video, well, making the first part of this video, back when I did these conversions, long before I actually had got the main thing. So we have stuff there. So let's get started on the on the Eviscerator. So I've got a chainsword cut off just below the, just above the main thing. So here's where you can see what I did with the hand grip. I just grabbed the pommel off a chainsword and attached it onto the bottom of a pole of the pole from the Chaos Cultists, which I had just trimmed off above the wrist. I also used a thin strip of plastic card to make a handguard. So yes, I'll do a better tutorial at some point on doing Eviscerators, depending on if we finally get some love for them. So yeah, basically just cut it off below the hand grip, and then chop off the top of it. So I'd chop the bottom part off it, because basically an Eviscerator is meant to be massive. Like, this ended up being bigger than intended, but and many a Final Fantasy joke was made, considering the thing is Cloud Buster sword length. Actually, probably more Zabuza, whatever the heck that sword is called, and I'm not going to even put it on screen. So yeah, now I've got plastic card here from a number of projects that anyway, but yeah, basically just kind of work out how thick the plastic card needs to be using the chain blade as a guide. So let's just grab some strips. So you want to have one that's cut on the same angle as the end of the top of the chain blade, or if you want to give it its own funky end, if you go for it. There's all manner of cool things you can do with plastic card and chainswords. And again, I apologise for those times that I'm off the screen. I also struggle with getting things to be cut on the right angle, so I kind of ended up blocking things in a bit, and that's where the plastic card actually comes amazingly in handy, because I was able to basically just glue it down. Just have it kind of stay on there and do what I wanted it to. So yeah, like I made one other chainsaw to test this method beforehand, and that model went on my priest, which I think I've shown off in another video, who I did as more of a test than anything, and I'm probably going to do a chainsaw, do an Eviscerator tutorial that kind of is more in keeping with the traditional Imperial Guard Eviscerator chain priest, so the chainsword priest from Dawn of War. That fun model. Such a shame GW pulled it from their range, but then they have a habit of pulling cool things and just replacing them with kind of average, but that's another story, and I'll do a salty rant at some point in the future. I'm just naturally salty as an Australian who has to deal with various things that give us reason to be salty at GW. Anyway, enough of my being negative. I'm talking out my ass right now, and I need to be kind of back on here. So I've basically capped the Eviscerator and kind of made another short piece that'll work to go around the top edge and as well as go along the back. Now, pardon it being off camera here, I had a bit of an issue where I end up kind of having things just not happening on camera. The parameters for my camera are rather slim, and many times I'll just think I've got it within line of sight, and I won't. I need to get around to remembering to just put down a tape line or something. So yes. So I'm going to show the main conversion for this model in this video, and then I'll show making the base in its own. Because that's probably a better way of doing it. Also, I was kind of running into issues with my video editor. Being a bit laggy, I think would be the appropriate term. So, yes. Here we have the... Pardon the false start there. Just kind of working unintentionally off the camera. So yes, Eviscerators are awesome, and I'm looking forward to them coming back. Hopefully we get them in the new codex. So here we have the blade being attached onto the onto the hand grip. I attached it just below the motor section, so as to have the motor section on there. I've also grabbed a little bit more of the plastic card, so as to just add a bit more, kind of clean up the prop a bit, clean up the thing a little bit, and add some cool details to it. So here we have it after I filed it down a bit to make it a bit smoother, and now let's work on making the arm. Oh man, was this a pain in the neck to do. And I apologise for the blurriness of the video. I had some real trouble getting it to record in a decent light in my room, because my room is not the best lit space, and occasionally I manage to just play with things. Just somehow happen that just change the light level a little bit, and you're able to see. So here we have the two arms being attached on. Here's the arm with the rosary, which I'm going to be changing out soon for which later in the video I change out for a plasma pistol. So my thinking with having a plasma pistol on her is basically plasma pistols are 12 inches. Inferno pistols are 6 inches. The difference is I actually get to be able to shoot when I'm not immediately in close combat. Yes, pardon me. Inferno pistols are great for anti-armor. They're great at killing tanks. They're also relatively decent at killing basically anything, multi-wound models, and so on. But at the same time, they are very short range, which can make them a bit unreliable, as can the D6 damage. So what I opted to do, what I kind of like doing, is plasma pistols a lot of the time as well. I will use Inferno pistols when I have them. I didn't actually have one spare for this conversion, and I wasn't about to go out and get the metal Cannoness just to get a bloody Inferno pistol. Also, that thing would have been heavy. So now we have me moving on to so I'm trying to attach the hand on here, which required me to do quite a fair bit of shaping around both the vembrace for her armour, and then also the back of the hand. So the one trouble I had was this thing was not structurally sound, so it would just keep coming off. Indeed, it came off like 3 times, and I had a lot of trouble getting it to work. So as you'll see in a moment, it'll come off, or it'll potentially stay on for just long enough for me to nudge it in the wrong direction, and suddenly, bam, it comes off. Yeah, as you'll see soon. I thought I cut this better. Oh well. Let me just attach the purity seals on, because I kind of end up breaking them off to be able to actually get the right thing. And I actually used the tray from the glue, the clear plastic packaging that the glue came in, to actually act as a little glue tray, just so as the glue wasn't on all over the model and wasn't hanging around the desk all the time. And also, getting plastic to attach to plastic is always fun. Super glue was designed for human skin. It wasn't actually designed for models or for plastic, which is funny, considering what we use it for. I know plastic glue is a legitimate thing, and I'm not buying it. It's generally too expensive for me. I'm probably just going to stick with super glue. I mean, I get cheap store-bought stuff and it works just as well. Just might need to clean it up a bit with a brush now and then. So, it was me thinking I cut it all the time when I dropped it out. Anyway, here we have her with the Eviscerator on. So, in between shots, I added some details onto the chainsaw after pulling it off, and also some of those details help with getting it to attach. So, here we have working on the chainsaw. So basically, the plasma pistol, I took it and I intended to have it on the cutting on camera, but it didn't quite work. I cut the plasma pistol hand off, and then cleaned it up with a knife and made it all nice and smooth. The pistol was, I think, from Space Wolf Scout, or from one of the many that come with the Space Wolf. Now, you'll see on here a green stuff clone of the hand. I mainly did that so as I could just avoid cutting the hand until I had the right shaping and size. Once I actually had things the right way to actually work properly, I went back and pulled the green stuff off and just went ahead and cut the middle hand off, because I actually had a spare hand from a bolt pistol, I think, that came with the Cannoness. That Cannoness kit comes with a lot of weapons. So here we have me having trouble getting the thing to connect. Pardon the mess in the background. So one thing I realised as I was working on this is there is 2 points of contact. There is the actual wrist itself, and then there is the purity seals. Now, because if I'm relying on just one joint to actually hold the thing on, that doesn't work. So why not add some glue to somewhere else and have multiple points of pressure? So here we go. Is that attached? Nope. Come on, there we go. So that's attached, and yeah. Here we have the model herself in an unpainted form. So yeah, I'll be back with it painted. Okay, so this is how the model looks now that you'll actually get to see it properly. So I'm just going to kind of turn her around a bit. So funny story, I have a turntable, but I lost it. I'm not sure what happened to it, but it's currently MIA, and yeah, So, we have the bolt gun that I was working on for a while there. We have the chain, and we have the model herself. Now the head isn't glued in. I've left it blue tacked because I might swap it out at some point in the future for a helmet. I do have one aside from the Trolls Under the Bridge Cannoness, who I just went giving her a normal head, and oh wow, is she so much short? Oh no, she's not all that much shorter. She's just more stretched out. But yeah, so here's how they compare to each other. Now the bases do naturally make things a bit, well, they affect the heights and so on. So that's them. Now that I have some yellow paint, I'm actually going to end up getting around to repainting her flame pack. And here we have her next to Celestine. Now, comparison wise, their bodies are about the same. Pardon me while I just lean Celestine like this. Their bodies are about the same height, which is good. Though it's hilarious how the sisters battle now are the same size as Marines. Though it's funny how Marines are kind of too short until Primaris came along. So here's... Wait, why am I leaning them against each other? So yes, this is Amalia Novena, or Palatine Amelia as I'm now calling her. I am actually going to be doing the base in its own video. This is primarily because it was just getting too tedious to edit together because of how long my computer wants to take to load everything and so on. So the next video will be about her base, which that's a piece of editing fun. My apologies again for my camera kind of not having everything in it. The parameters when I recorded at even 720 resolution, which is the best this silly camera can do, mean that literally I missed most of it because I didn't realise it was out of the parameters. Unfortunately these things happen. At some point I need to get a new camera, but what is money? Anyway, I'm just going to kind of leave it looking up at her. Now I can't paint faces for shit at the moment. That's a skill I'm working on, which is why I haven't painted her face really. At some point soon I aim to. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get it so as it's got her, it hasn't quite got the bottom of the base in the shot. But yes, that's her. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. For more conversions and Warhammer content and even cosplay related stuff, why not subscribe? I do a manner of cool stuff, and I'd love for more people to see it. Because on one hand I feel like if no one's going to actually watch the content, why should I make the content? But that happens. Social media is a rubbish platform. So yeah, I did actually lose the base. I have no clue where it is, and I'll probably not find it till I move house. That is the way you find things that have been missing for like 5-6 years when you move house. I mean, I found my original Gabriel Angelo's conversion and proceeded to get bash him into something else. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you around.